students, today we are going to start the first lesson of the 6th standard, that is natural resources, air, water and land. Observe. Observe the picture alongside and answer the question. Some questions are given here for you, that are where do we see the birds, where is the cow grazing, locate the trees and the road, where does the river come from, how does it flow, where is the aeroplane, where are the fish seen, on what is the sailboat floating. Here is the picture given and these questions are regarding this picture, so you can give the answers. We will see next what it is. Natural resources, you can see that some things in the picture are in water, some on land and some in the sky, that is in the air. Some picture in this picture, some things are in the sky, means birds are in the sky, cow is on the land and fish are in the river or in the water. Okay, so there are some things on the earth which are in the air, some things are in the water and some things are on the land. So regarding that only we are going to see now. Thus all things on the earth are associated with air, water and land. Air, water and land are called the earth's atmosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere respectively. Air is atmosphere, water is hydrosphere and land is lithosphere. Moreover, different living things occupy these three spheres of the earth. These living things and the part of the lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere which they occupy are together called the biosphere. So what is the biosphere? The living things and the part of the lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere which they occupy are together called the biosphere. Means the living things are living in the particular area or the particular part of the earth or the land, water or air, that part together it is called as biosphere. These spheres have formed on the earth naturally, means it is not man-made, we are not going to build it. The spheres are naturally formed. We have learned all this in the previous standards. You already have learned this in the previous standards. The atmosphere is the layer of air that surrounds the earth. In the 4th standard you have learned what is atmosphere, the covering of the air all around the earth is known as atmosphere, correct? The surface of the earth comprises water and land, that is the hydrosphere and the lithosphere. Of these, the hydrosphere occupies a much larger part than the lithosphere. Okay, means the percentage of water is more on the earth. Figure 1.2 shows the proportion of the land and water on the earth's surface. Here is the figure. How much percentage of water is there? Water is 71% and land is 29%. So water percentage is more on the earth, isn't it? We also look upon these natural components in solid, liquid and gaseous forms as resources. In other words, we use them to fulfill our requirement. Let us now study all these three components in detail. All the natural resources we can get them in solid, liquid and gaseous forms, right? Air is in gaseous form, water is in liquid form and land is in solid form. Okay, here is definition of natural resources. Air, water and land are the factors important for sustaining the living world on the earth and for fulfilling their basic needs. They are called natural resources. See, basic needs of the living things are fulfilled by the natural resources, air, water and land. Okay, so the things which fulfill our needs, basic needs, and which are the natural factors, they are known as natural resources. Okay, the first natural resource we are going to see is air. What are the 5 layers of the atmosphere? As we know, the covering of the air is known as atmosphere. We are going to see the 5 layers of the atmosphere. Okay, the air in the atmosphere around the earth contains nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, 6 inert gases, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, water vapor, and dust particles. Okay, now the first layer of the atmosphere, that is troposphere, it contains about 80% of the total mass of the gases in the air, while this proportion is about 19% in the stratosphere. Stratosphere is the second layer of the atmosphere. Further, in the mesosphere and ionosphere, the proportion of the mass of the gases goes on decreasing. See, third layer and the fourth layer are mesosphere and ionosphere. In them, the mass of the gases is going on decreasing. And last, the exosphere. Gases are not found in the exosphere and beyond. Beyond the exosphere and in the exosphere, there are no gases. Okay. You can see that air is a mixture of several gases and is the chief constituent of the Earth's atmosphere. See, air is a mixture of different gases and it is the chief constituent of the Earth atmosphere. Means the major part of the Earth's atmosphere is air. Beside these gases, air also contains water vapor and dust particles. In the 4th standard, you have learned that there is water vapor in the air, right? Okay. The amount of the gases in the air is the greatest near the surface and decreases as we go higher and higher. This also you have learned in the 4th standard. That is, air becomes rare at higher altitudes, and that's why when we are going on the hill stations or we are climbing the mountain, at that time sometimes we feel difficulty in breathing. Why? Because there is rare air, and as the air is rare, the proportion of the oxygen is also rare, and that's why we feel difficulty in breathing. The proportion of the constituents of the air and some of their uses are given here. Here is the figure which shows the proportion of the various gases in the air. See, the major percentage is nitrogen, that is 78%. Carbon dioxide is 0.03%. Argon is 0.9%, oxygen is 21%, and other constant means dust particles and whatever it is there, water vapor, that is 0.07%. Okay, so this is the figure that describes the proportion of the various gases in the air. Now, uses of the gases in the air. First one is nitrogen. It helps living things to build the necessary proteins. It is useful in the production of ammonia and in airtight packaging of the foodstuffs. See, whatever our protein need is there, that is fulfilled by nitrogen. Whatever living things need, the nitrogen is for the protein building, and that is fulfilled by the nitrogen from the air. And nitrogen, liquid nitrogen, is also used for the preservation of the food also. Oxygen is there. Next, it is necessary for respiration. As you know, we cannot live without the oxygen. It is necessary for the respiration in living things and for the combustion. You know combustion. In 4th standard you have learned what is combustion. Carbon dioxide, it is used by the plants for producing the food. That is the process of photosynthesis. Used in fire extinguishers, means if there is a fire, to put off that fire we are using the carbon dioxide because it doesn't help in the combustion. Next is argon. It is the inert gas. It is used in the electric bulbs. Whatever electric bulbs we are using in our houses, in that electric bulbs argon is used. Helium, it is used for obtaining low temperature and also for generating lift in airships. It is generally used in the space ships. Okay. Next is neon. It is used in the decorative lights and for street lighting. In cities, wherever you are going to see at night time, the various shops are having decorative lights, and that decorative lights are using the neon gas. Next is krypton. It is used in the fluorescent tubes. Nowadays you can see the fluorescent tubes are used. So in that krypton is used. And next is xenon, that is used in the flash photography. The flash of the camera is there, in that xenon is used. So these are the uses of some gases in air. Next part we are going to see afterwards. Today this much is okay. Thank you. Have a nice day.